Peace and blessings, family. It's your girl Sony back again with another one. I found myself in a melancholy state this whole week. I've been trying to fight against it, but instead of fighting against it, I said, you know what? I have to roll with the tides. I have to feel these emotions that are not familiar to me, that are creeping up on me as the days go by. Sunday, the 27th, would be my mother's 81st birthday. This October will make a decade that she has transitioned and become an ancestor. Each year is different. Some years are better than others. This year has already began getting emotional, really missing her. I think it's starting to really hit the fact that I won't see her in the 3D ever again. And life has been life, and there's been a lot of death around me lately through people that mean a lot to me, that are very close to me. And it bothers me to see them hurt and mourn and go through, because I've been there several times. But it hurts when it's your friends and your loved ones, and there's nothing you could do for them but pray. And I don't say but pray like it's nothing, because that's the most powerful thing I can ever do for anyone that I love, is to pray and give a petition to the Father to heal them and strengthen them, and to have Him place them in the palm of His hand and help soothe their pain. But life will always life. It's hard at times. It can be beautiful, it could be ugly, it could be nasty, it could be wonderful. But life will always life, and it is what it is. But this has been a hard week, but I'm pushing through it. My mom was a very strong woman, and that's one of the characteristics that I do have of her, is my strength. But even the strongest amongst us will always feel and go through and experience certain hurts and loss, and it's okay to be human, because I always try to operate on a different vibration, and there's nothing wrong with that. But a lot of times that I forget my humanity, and I try to stay in the spiritual walk while forgetting my humanity, and I have to merge both of them and realize I am a spirit having a human experience, but I am having a human experience. And part of my human experience would be loss, grief, suffering, sadness, and I can't close those things off, and I have to go through these emotions as we all do. I think it's things that I tried to run away from for the longest time, because there's no book on healing, there's no book on grieving, there's no book on how you can get from point A to point B. When you miss your mother, my mother was my first love. She will always be my first love. I used to joke and tell her, Mommy, you was my first girlfriend. She would look at me like I was crazy. But in reality, she was my first girlfriend. She was the love of my life. And she was the best mother that she could be, with where she came from, her experiences, and what she knew during that time, because she was born in the 40s and she was raised in the 50s. And it was a different generation. And I understand it. It took me to become a parent to my own daughter to understand everything and the sacrifices that she went through, even though I always appreciated it, because I knew that my mom didn't have it easy. She was a single mother to 3 children, and she did the best she could. Was she perfect? No. Are any of us perfect? No, we're not. But I appreciated her, and I spent a lot of time with her. I got to know her as a woman outside of being my mom. I got to know her as a person, as a flawed person, as a hurt person. We shared a lot of things, and by her pouring into me, I was able to pour into other people, but get to know her on a different level. And it hurts. I'm not gonna lie, it hurts. 10 years later, It hurts. Um, but I still want to wish her a happy birthday. And I know that she's still here, and I feel her a lot. I feel her around me. I feel her protecting me, and guiding me. It's still not the same as being able to pick up the phone and hear her voice and watch Jeopardy together every evening as we did while she was here. That's a confirmation. It's still not the same of being able to go to her apartment and seeing her and sharing a meal and getting a hug and a kiss, talking trash, hearing her shoot the breeze. It's still not the same as getting that hug and smelling her neck and smelling her perfume. And just being around her and hearing stories of her youth, of her parents and her siblings when she was coming up, or having her relive her birth stories from her 3 children or things that she went through. But these are the things that I paid attention to while she was here. And I listened, because my mom was a brilliant woman. My father was very smart too, but he couldn't touch a candle to my mother and her intelligence. She came from a very smart family. They didn't have a lot of material things, but what they did have was intelligence and morals, as my grandfather was a minister. And a real minister, not the ones that we see nowadays. He was a real man of the cloth who believed in the word. And even though my mother was a black sheep, she made sure that regardless of what she did in her personal life, that as kids we learned that word and we went to church, even though she didn't go with us sometimes as we got older. But in my spiritual walk and my everyday walk, I will always thank her for the fact that she did introduce me to Christ. I knew Jesus before I knew my ABCs. And these are the things that I hold near and dear to my heart, because that's what saved me when I got into the world and could have gotten lost. I had that foundation. Even as a Muslim, I still had the Christ consciousness as my foundation. And it's amazing. So we have to thank our parents for what they did give us, because in reality, all they were supposed to do was give us life. She was the vehicle that God used to bring me and my siblings into this universe, into this current life cycle. Anything else that you get from them outside of that is a bonus. But I am grateful to be her daughter. I am grateful to have had this experience with her, to have the love that she was able to give me and be able to give her that same love back, but more on a different level. To really get to know her, and I loved her dearly. I mean, as a child, my mother would go to the bathroom because I was always on her hip, and I would sit outside the bathroom door still talking to her. I mean, the woman couldn't escape me. It's sad, but the woman could not escape me. I love that little woman. I love that little woman. As a kid, I was sickly, so I got to spend a lot of time with her. And having Erb's palsy, I would have to go to different specialists. So I got to spend a lot of time with my mother, more than the other kids did. And we built a very strong relationship since my childhood, my whole life. And I always wondered how life would be without her. As a kid, I always wondered, like, will I be okay? You know. And the answer to that is, no, you won't be okay. You'll survive. You'll go on. And you have the things that they embedded in you, the things that they taught you. But it's something that you learn to deal with. And it's hard to explain outside of that. Nothing will ever be perfect. Nothing will ever be the same. My daughter filled up that place, because before that, it was a wrap. I didn't want to be here. I didn't want to do anything. But my daughter brought life back into me. And as soon as she was gone, I saw my mother's face and said, Mommy? So God will give you certain blessings. He knows what you need, not what you want. He knows how to heal every situation. And I'm so grateful for that, because before that I was lost. I was hurt. I had a hole in my chest. My heart used to be in my chest. I miss my mother. And I still miss her, but my daughter makes it a little bit easier. The memories and pictures that I have of my mom makes it easier. But sometimes I wish I could turn back the hands of time just to say I love you, Mommy, one more time. Or to pick up the phone and hear her say, "What's up, baby G?" And she would call me baby G or baby girl. Or so. And I would even take it hearing her complain about my siblings at this point, just to have her here in her essence and her energy, but in a physical manifestation where I could hold and touch her and share a meal. And those are the things that I miss. So the closer it gets to Sunday, it's her birthday, I become more emotional. I've been distant this week. I haven't really been wanting to talk to people because there's a hole that I'm healing right now. Even in this ascension, I'm still healing certain parts of me. We will always continue to heal on this life cycle. But I miss my mama. I miss the first love of my life. I miss having her here with me. So if you're blessed to still have your mother or even your parents, cherish it, because it's not, everybody doesn't have that. And there's nothing short of my soul I wouldn't give to have 5 more minutes with that woman. 5 more minutes to last eternity, to last to eternity. 5 more minutes just to give her that one more hug and kiss. And just to hear her voice, So that's what I'm doing this weekend. And I know that tomorrow will be a better day than today was, because I was trying to keep myself busy, and I can't keep myself busy. I have to go into this place, go into this pain, go into these different emotions, and I have to take control over them, because that's what helps me. That's what gets me to the next level. You can't ignore it, because whatever you ignore will continuously come back around, because it hasn't been healed. So I just want to let you know, baby girl, I miss you. I love you. There's not a day that goes by that I don't think about my mama. I will always love my mama. She is my favorite girl. I'm not gonna lie. My first girlfriend, my first love, my first teacher. And I miss her so much. I know that we'll be reunited. I pray in a couple of decades, because I ain't trying to get there too soon. But you are missed, woman. You are missed, mama. And with that, brothers and sisters, I'm gonna bow out gracefully tonight and call your mama. Oh, and it doesn't help that freaking Mother's Day is right around the corner as well. And all of these freaking commercials, these Mother Day commercials, are really working my last nerve. But that's neither here nor there. That's just where I'm at right now. So, life will always life, baby. I say.